What's up guys, Untitled Studios here, and today we're going to be doing a drop test on the Samsung Galaxy S4. Now this particular S4, as you can see, is cracked on both edges already, so this isn't really supposed to be a useful test. It's sort of a just for fun sort of thing. You can see there's an impact right here that cracked the glass on the side, as well as on this side as well, and as a result the AMOLED on the inside is destroyed, so this screen is already defective, so cracking the external glass won't be of any trouble because the display is already non-functional. So there's that. There's the S4. Ruby, stop it. Stop barking at your neighbors. So here's the S4, and we're going to do a few different drops on this style of concrete, which is basically like a mostly, well, not really mostly smooth, but it's smoother than that sort of a concrete with all the jagged rocks, but it's also not like a flat concrete like you find in a garage, so it's somewhere in between. So it's still a really rough surface that'll pretty much crack any sort of glass that comes into contact with it. So it'll be really a good durability test on this, I almost said vacuum, on this phone. So we're going to start out with a waist-height drop test on the back. Don't have any slow-mo cameras set up, so that's my bad, but on the back in 3, 2, 1. Okay, pretty flat, innocent sort of a drop. And we can see the back panel already had some scuffs on it, so no issues with that. Also, wouldn't really be any issues anyways, because obviously this back panel is very easy and quick to replace. But the main thing that we'd be worried about is the camera lens. Ooh, I need to trim my nails. But the main thing we'd have to worry about is the camera lens, and that is intact. So there's that. Now we're going to do a side drop from waist height. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. So that kind of slid off to the side a little bit. And then we can see where did the impact take place. This does not want to focus. See, there's some scuffs on this corner right here, as well as on this corner. It appears that this edge right here is what took the impact. But as you can see, the glass did not crack off that corner. Now, there's a hairline crack that's already attached to that corner, but I'm pretty sure that was already there. Actually, now that I look closely, was that hairline crack already there? Either way, I guess you could call that a survival because the glass didn't actually shatter. So either way, that's the result of that bottom drop. Did I say side drop? This would be side. This is the bottom of the phone. So now we'll do it again on the top of the phone. So basically the way it works is we're doing back, bottom, top, front. So because side drops are really hard to actually get it to land properly, so it'll usually just end up doing the front or back anyway, so there's no point in testing it. And obviously based on the previous damage, we can tell that side drops are not very protected anyways, because the S4 is a pretty fragile phone. The plastic on the border is very soft. It was reinforced a lot more on the Note 3 and the S5, and then on the Note 4 it was actually replaced with an aluminum band, which some people think is still plastic, but this isn't in fact plastic. This is just a chrome painted plastic. But yeah, so now on the top from waist height, again, this will be like pulling out of your pocket, and it drops. 3, 2, 1. Whew. It would be pretty nerve-wracking if it was your own phone. This is not wanting to focus all that well. I hope it turns out in the actual video much better than it does in the viewfinder. We can see impact is right there next to the headphone jack. The back panel that popped off was able to easily click back into place with no issues. There is a little bit of a scuff on that top corner. Doesn't appear to be necessarily dented, but yeah, so there's that. So not a whole ton of major damage, just like what you would expect for a drop like that. So still going to ruin the value of your phone because, well, obviously it's an S4, so there's no value to begin with at this point, but it'll still make some cosmetic damage appear on your phone, but nothing that'll prevent you from using it. Just be a little bit of an eyesore if you're concerned about it looking pristine. But yeah, so there's that. So that was the top drop. And then now I'm wondering if I should just wait until the last drops to do the face down, because the face down realistically is going to crack anything. But you know what? Yeah, so I'll do that. I'll do the face down drops last, because just to mix it up a little bit. So now from chest height on the back, we're gonna see if that camera lens can crack. In 3, 2, 1. Very nice flat drop. Definitely a very good solid drop. Ooh. Yep. So the chest height drop, flat on the back, shattered the camera lens. And the worst part about the S4 is that this camera lens is actually connected to the motherboard. There is a way to disconnect it, but it's not actually attached to the housing. It's attached to the board itself, at least from what I understand. So it's a lot harder to do a camera lens replacement. But that's that. So camera lens is destroyed on the chest height drop. Now, chest height drop on the side, or on the bottom, excuse me. 3, 2, 1. Okay. See, that sounded bad, because that sounded like it hit off center. Oh, wow. So that landed on the same corner it did previously. That really dug up on that plastic frame. You can really see where it actually cracked and tore the frame, because the malleable plastic got cracked and torn. Still did not break through and penetrate the glass, so that's good. But that is definitely an eyesore. If you're looking at that from the front of your phone, you're going to notice that sort of thing. But the interesting thing is that in theory, this should actually make it harder to break the screen in future, because now you have this plastic bezel that's sticking out in front of the screen more than it normally would. So maybe before you drop the phone on the face, maybe drop it on the side first, so you get that little extra plastic lip that pops up in front of the screen. Although you could also get that by just getting a case, but that's interesting. So the glass is not affected from that drop, but the side bezel is pretty badly mangled. So now I'll do the same thing on the top of the phone from chest height. 3, 2, 1. Whew. One solid bounce. And now keep in mind, this is going to behave differently depending on where it lands. Now I'm trying to figure out, where did this land? Did this land in the same spot again? Actually, it looks like it landed, yeah, just about the same spot. Or was it over here? Oh, I think it was over here on this side. So we can see right there some scuffs. It seems like if it lands towards the back, then it'll survive. If it lands towards the front, then it may push it into the glass and cause a crack. But yep, so, and the top drop from chest height did not crack the screen, so that's good. At least, again, if it was landing a little bit more towards the back, it'll be protected. If it lands a little bit more towards the front, you're treading on dangerous waters. So, next, we're going to do from head height, because again, we're saving all the face down drops for last. Let's not drop my Note 9 onto this concrete. So, obviously the camera lens is already cracked, but we're still going to test this. So, we're going to do the back drop onto the rear shell. Wait, I just repeated myself. From head height, so again, this is my eye level. I'm 5'11", so if that gives you a rough idea, this will be dropping from about 5.5 feet. So, 3, 2, 1. Very flat drop. So that's the way that you're supposed to drop these phones. You got to hold it just right so it falls completely flat and doesn't land off at an angle. So as expected, see, now there's actual chunks missing from the camera lens because it's already been compromised. So obviously you don't expect the camera lens to fix itself after being broken in a previous drop. But yeah, so that's the result of that. Now from head height onto the bottom side in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Dropping it on the bottom side. Still nothing. So that is entirely possible. That could have actually landed on the face from from head height because it looked like it flopped a little bit on the front. Please excuse all the barking dogs. Ruby, please don't bark. Yeah, so that bezel is actually doing a surprisingly good job of protecting the phone. I've seen plenty of other drop tests where it actually pushes it into the glass and shatters it, and I guarantee you on this sort of a concrete it would do such a thing. But on this test, on this specific type of concrete, the not perfectly smooth but also not super jagged concrete, it seems to just barely survive. So now we're going to do the drop onto the top. Now, actually, that's not the way I'm supposed to hold this. But regardless, whether you hold it like that, it'll still hold. So, top drop from head height in 3, 2, 1. Ooh. See, that also flopped a little bit towards the front. So that might have broken it. Okay, so the back panel popped off. Popping it back on, it appears there is, oh wow, yeah, again, we're getting dangerously close here. You can see that edge is tore up badly, but still, the glass, well, there's a little hairline crack, but again, I can't tell if that's from the previous shatters, or if that would have survived had the glass not already been compromised. That's impressive. This is actually impressing me a little bit. So... but strangely, oh no, at first I thought that was cracked. It actually tore off a piece of the bezel. So that's interesting. So now, that was all the head height trials. So now we're going to drop it on the front. And it's probably going to shatter on the waist height. So waist height drop on the front in 3. Ruby? Ruby? Come on. So now the waist height. In 3, 2, 1. Ooh. I guarantee you that shattered the screen. And as we can see, on the exact corner that it just hit on, the screen did shatter. So we have a shattered screen on the top right corner. And no real further damage. Actually, some of these spider webs did get bigger. But again, it's hard to tell if that would have cracked without the cracks already on the glass. But certainly, we can confirm that a waist-height drop, at the very least, a waist-height drop that followed a bunch of drops onto the corners, definitely, in this case, cracked the Galaxy S4's display. This does not want to focus, but you can see right there. So now, chest height. Face down in 3, 2, 1. Ooh. So that was such a hard impact that the back panel flew off. Oh, I forgot. I didn't put a battery in here, did I? Oh. Well, keep in mind if you're dropping this for real, that obviously having a battery in it is going to increase the weight and increase the likeliness that this is actually going to break. So, as far as that goes... Hi, Cooper. What are you up to? Ooh, this is getting really dark. This is a horrible video. So, see, no other damage, even after a chest height fall, which is definitely interesting. Wait, did I just do the chest height fall? Or am I stupid? Did I forget to do that? I'm pretty sure I just did that. Oh well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just did. Did I just do the chest height, or did I forget? Well, either way, no damage from the chest height fall, assuming that's what I just did. And if I'm stupid, then be sure to remind me in the comments. But yeah, so no further damage from chest height. Waist height did more damage, which is interesting. So now we'll do head height. Hi, Cooper. Hey, Bubba's. Oh, I'm falling in the hole. So now, head height on the front. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. And gonna put the back panel back on so we can actually survey the damage. Probably not good because I'm pushing it into the concrete. But, and again, let me look at this outside of camera. Yeah, so again, dropping it on head height. So it actually appears that my hypothesis of the corners being tore up and protecting the screen actually held true, because after a face down drop test from head height, wow, I got that wrong. These little bits that got tore up on the frame, on the bezel, actually did protect the screen and effectively serve as a case. So yeah. So surprisingly, the waist height drop test shattered the S4 on the top corner, but didn't do much other damage. Cooper, I'm doing a video. So now we're going to do just a couple of like random drops as if you pull it out of your pocket and it falls. Okay, that was right on the side. Okay. Any damage from the... Oh! Yeah. So, that's funny. Oh, wow. That's really bad. So, dropping it face down from head height did not crack it. But dropping it on the corner from waist height, from pocket height, did shatter it. So that's interesting. So it definitely, this phone is definitely, the bezel is not as tough as it very well could be, which in most circumstances, as you can see, is definitely a detriment to the phone. But yeah, so now, chest height, again, just a random sort of a fall. So random fall from chest height. Ooh. I can't even tell how that landed. Oh, never mind. I can see how it landed. Definitely landed. Wow, it is getting really dark. And of course I can't turn on the flash. You can see the shattering on those corners. Especially when you get the light to reflect. Just like that. There you go. Now you can see it. You can see how bad that damage is. Now from head height. Again, random fall from head height. So that's a pretty realistic fall. Ooh. And that shattered. Cooper, what are you doing? Why are you walking around me? Hey, Bubba's. Want some pets? There you go. Here's some Bubba's. Yes. But yeah, so we can see right there. We get that light to reflect off of it again. Please don't drop the Note 9. There you go. Now you can see all the shattering on that top left corner that emerged as a result of this recent drop. And of course that back camera is still destroyed. So that's definitely interesting. So, there's that. Ooh, and I just fell into this hole, which I guess brings up an interesting drop test. Let's say you trip and it launches the phone out of your hand. So, pretty realistic drop, I would say. See the light right here. Ooh, ouch. So now we're at the point where the bottom left corner is shattered now. So the entire screen, in every corner of the phone, is cracked at this point. So that's interesting. And if we drop it onto these types of rocks, then it definitely would shatter even more. So it's definitely interesting. See, there's the S4. A lot of damage. So, conclusion, in case you didn't know this already, put your Galaxy S4 in a case. Or maybe not. Maybe use it without a case and use it as an excuse for you to get a new phone one of these days. This is getting really, really dark. But yeah, you can tell if I was to drop this onto this kind of rocky surface. Oh, where did that even land? Did that land on the back? I think it did. Ooh, glass. Yeah. destroyed. So let's say you were talking from head height and you dropped it onto this real rocky surface. Oh, yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. I wanted to drop it on the corner, but obviously it was dropped face down onto the rockiest possible surface. Yeah, any phone made out of glass, I don't care how it's designed. In fact, even in most cases, and I don't mean like most scenarios, I mean most protective cases, would still shatter on this type of surface. And this S4 is, as you can see, if I can get the light to reflect off of it, is no exception. See how bad? You see there's chunks missing out of any of the corners. Although surprisingly, the middle of the screen didn't get all that much damage. There is some damage at the top, as you can see, and throughout the bottom edges. So Galaxy S4, yeah. And we can see, again, this style, you can't even see what I'm doing right here. So I guess I'll have to stick right here where the light is. So, just a random above the head drop. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. That didn't sound good. It was that kind of hoppity skippity. Yeah, see, this is so worthless. See, this is why I don't do drop tests. Every time I do a drop test, it gets ruined. And then I just broke this phone that cost me money for no reason, because this wasn't actually valuable. You know what? Even though I've been doing vacuum stuff recently, I'm still going to upload this, because why not? I don't care at this point. Who cares? And then afterwards, this phone is going on eBay. What? Did something just fly off of it? I thought I heard something land all the way over there. Yeah. One thing's for sure is that this screen is not having a fun time. Look at that. Very bad. Very bad. So, let's see. Another head height drop. Oh, that was not a head height drop. See? And there describes the perfect scenario why you should hold the phone properly when you drop it. Because otherwise, it's going to fly off in one direction. And especially if you're dropping it from really high up, by the time it hits the ground, it's going to hit at entirely the wrong angle that you did not intend it to land on. So you can see, I meant for this phone to land flat on the face, and instead it landed on the bottom left corner. Did shatter the screen, but not in the way that I was anticipating. So what if I'm holding it up like this and it falls? Landed right on the bottom of the phone. And see, same amount of damage that you would expect. So, again, you can drop it again if you want. You just see where it kind of just bounces off. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that damage. That is insane. I want to crack this little area down here. Maybe if I drop it just perfectly flat on that completely flat bottom edge. Nope, still won't do it. What about on the top? Little top edge right there. That sounded like something cracked. Yeah, we're just shattering all the corners. Yeah. And then obviously dropping it. again, already shattered. Not much else you can do at that point. If I hold it up above my head and drop it randomly, oh, that hit me in the leg. It's definitely not nice. Phone tried to fight back. And I would say, based on the damage, that it was not successful. Yeah. Another drop above the head. Can't even tell where that landed because I wasn't paying attention. That's my bad. So, yep. What if I was looking at this and it slipped out of my hand? Whew, that jumped a good amount. Where did it land, though, is the question. All these noises. Plenty of destruction. Right there. When that shines right on the glass, you can see how badly that's damaged. Another head height drop onto the front, but sort of an uneven drop, not the flattest drop in the world, but a little bit of a more realistic one. Because theoretically, if you were to drop your phone, it wouldn't land perfectly flat. It would land a little bit off kilter. And it appears... How can I get the light to reflect off of this? This is getting really hard to film this. Kind of a challenge. You can't even see that. This is one of the most worthless drop tests that exists on YouTube. But hold it like that. And kind of see... Oh, I see. You can tell how this corner got really pushed in from that drop. So you can see some more damage. These corners are just getting beat to crap. But yeah. So, again, genuine drop. Falls out of your jacket pocket. Very realistic drop. Back panel flies off. If it had the battery would be flying out at this point. And yeah, we have definitely more damage. I wonder if we can get a side drop. Get a side drop to land on this. Oh, look at that. We actually got one. We actually got a successful side drop. And the result is what you'd expect. More cracking on those edges that got hit. Look at it. Look at how bad that is. So, another above the head drop. Again, we see the phone travel very far. And the back panel clip off. It seems like we're not really going to get anywhere as far as the damage. The damage is pretty much the best it's going to be. Maybe we could drop it on the back again. Yeah, obviously that's not going to do anything to the camera unless it lands flat on it. Which... that'll do it. It's all these little rocks. Definitely gonna break that camera lens. So, gonna drop this flat on its face on the rocks. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, look at that dismount. Again, gotta put the back panel back on, assuming it's facing the right direction. Okay, see what the damage is. Ooh, main damage I can see is a shattering at a pressure point right there on the top. Not much other damage. Not much other damage. So it seems like once it's already shattered and out of commission, there's not really much else you can do to it. Anyway, guys, this is Untitled Studios signing out with another drop test of the Samsung Galaxy S4. You can see that right there. It's a drop test, Galaxy S4. And this is Untitled Studios signing out. See you guys in the next video. And again, not a whole lot else is happening to this. Maybe if I do a little spin on the drop. That probably did something. And yeah, not much else is happening to that. So, yep, that's pretty much it. Just a worthless Galaxy S4 drop test that you can't even see. So yeah, up there you can see the aftermath of all of that. So, Untitled Studios signing out. See you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.